Hi! I haven't made a video in so long. Honestly, that might as well just be my intro for the rest of my YouTube career. Today, I am in my kitchen on a stool because honestly it's dark as hell everywhere else in the house. It's pouring outside and this is the only place with some sort of lighting. Just cut my hair. It was down to like here. It was just pissing me off really bad. I have tried to make this video a lot of times, and every time I did, I was still in the middle of the situation, so I couldn't really say how I really felt and how I'm doing presently. Is presently a fucking word, dude? Currently? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brianna, and I just got out of an extremely emotionally abusive relationship that I was in for almost a year. It was also my first relationship, so keep that in mind. I'm just going to be voicing some of my story and experience, as I am lucky to be alive and I am very grateful for where I am in life right now. Because if I'm being 100% honest, I thought I would be dead. I thought that relationship was going to be what ended my life, and I'm not joking when I say every single day I would think to myself, I can't wait to kill myself, because there is no way in hell I can survive in this relationship, and there's no way in hell I can survive without it. I'm proving myself wrong to this day, and everyone else who is currently in an emotionally abusive or physically or in any way abusive relationship. There's a lot of things I don't think I can legally say yet. But basically last year, I was in pretty much the best spot of my life. I had a great job, a great support system. I was starting to truly love myself and figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and I was getting to a good place, which had taken me years because, for those of you who don't know, I've struggled with depression and bipolar disorder and borderline personality disorder and a bunch of mental shit since I was young. I couldn't even finish high school because of it, so you can imagine how long it took me to finally get to this secure place in my life where I felt like everything was finally coming together. As soon as I thought my life could not get any better, I went on this app called Meet Me. Honestly, I don't know why. I honestly just think I was looking to make more friends because I've never been into the whole relationship thing. I feel like I live my life personally better alone, just because of all of my mental health problems and my fear of abandonment and getting too attached to somebody. It's very dangerous for someone with borderline personality disorder. But I met this kid. Everything was good for about a month. At the time, my mom, my little brother, and I were about to move out of the place we were currently living in because the lease was about to be up. And we were just gonna move somewhere else in my hometown, but then we started joking about moving to Florida because my mom has always wanted to move to Florida, and me and my little brother started to beg her, and we were just like, we've lived here our whole lives. I'm sick of the people. I'm sick of it. Let's go. And for those of you who don't know, I am from southern New Hampshire. I've lived here my whole life. It's home to me, but when you are in a place for your entire life, you kind of want to see other places. I thought that until we moved down there. This kid ended up moving in with me literally a couple days after we met, and this is what happened. He was staying with his brother at the time. The first couple times we met, I went over to see him at his brother's, and we had sex. Second time we had sex, his brother's pregnant girlfriend ended up coming home and catching us having sex, and she ended up getting absolutely pissed and kicking him out of the house. So then this is the start of it all, asks me if I can ask my mom if he could stay with us for a couple days, and that couple days ended up being the worst 6 months of my life. Everything was fine until I moved down to Florida. That is when he started acting like a batshit crazy fucking narcissistic lunatic. The first things he did was constantly looking through my phone, constantly blocking and deleting whoever the fuck he felt like. It didn't matter how long I was friends with these people. One of them being my gay best friend, Charlie. He shut out of my life for months. He'd accuse me of all this fucking bullshit that he would literally just pull out of his ass. It sounded like he was on some kind of fucking drugs, but that was just literally his constant mindset. Constantly accusing me of shit, constantly needing to know what I'm doing every fucking second. So many red flags that I just did not fucking care about because I was obsessed with everything he showed me he was when we first met. He was so sweet. He made me so fucking happy. I was so happy. We did everything together. We started fighting every single day in Florida, which obviously isn't only traumatizing for me, but it's traumatizing for my mom, whose room was right under ours, and my little brother, whose room was right next to us. So one day my mom got fed up and she's like, you need to go back to New Hampshire. I cannot do this anymore. You're doing this in my house. We made the mistake of putting him on the lease. In Florida, they don't care about domestic violence, okay? If you are getting shot at and you call the cops, you're gonna get arrested because they weren't there to see who actually did what. So this person's lying to the cops are believing this person, not believing anything you're saying because they're the ones that called the cops. He has attacked me and my mom multiple times. The first time I got arrested down in Florida, it was while I was having my abortion. I was in severe pain. There's so much fucking blood, I can't even describe it. And I was kind of freaking out and throwing water bottles all over the kitchen floor. One of them accidentally hit my mom, and our neighbors could hear everything through our vents, so they called the cops because I was screaming. And then I ended up getting arrested for accidentally hitting my mom with a water bottle, even though she did not want to press charges. My mom did not care. Obviously, my mom did not want me to go back to jail, so this fat-ass cop walks in the house and goes, you're under fucking arrest, you're going to jail. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That's relevant because of the first time my ex got arrested. When I got out of jail and everything, I was technically not allowed within 500 feet of my mom, even though I was living with her. So one day my mom got fed up with the fighting. She approached my ex and said, you need to call your dad and you need to get a ticket back to New Hampshire because I can't do this anymore in my own house with my own kids. It was hell. And he goes, no, I'm not leaving. I'm on the lease. My mom takes out her phone to call his dad. He takes her phone. I have never seen someone try so hard to smash anything in their lives. He took my mom's phone, and thank God it was an Android, because those things are typically hard to break. If they're like one of the kind of old-fashioned ones with like a shitty-ass kind of plastic screen, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. Just stomping on it and shit. And all of a sudden, he's like fucking by the door, not letting any of us leave. So my mom feels held hostage in her own house, so does my little brother, and so do I. But I'm not paying attention to that at this point. I'm not paying attention to how my boyfriend is literally assaulting my mother and fucking attacking her and shit. He was threatening to call the cops just to cause chaos. When he finally opened the door, he screamed, help, somebody help, they're fucking like trying to kill me, like fucking crazy ass shit. My mom, apparently this is what happened. I was upstairs packing a bag because I was so scared to get fucking arrested again. I was literally gonna run from the cops and wait till they left and got arrested, whoever they were gonna arrest. I'm glad I stayed because my mom ended up getting fucking arrested and I ended up having to take care of my younger brother, David, for a few days while I figured out how the fuck to get my mom out of jail, and my ex was also arrested. She got arrested for tampering with a witness. I was the witness. I have no idea what that fucking means. That is ridiculous. All my mom was trying to do is protect her kids, okay? Like, so by the time I come downstairs with my bag packed, my mom is outside in her truck with my little brother in the car and she's trying to drive away, and my ex is standing in back of it, refusing to fucking move. So when the cops got there, it would look like she hit him with her truck. Cops showed up and my boyfriend and my mom got arrested, and I went back to the house and the front door was broken. It did not open at all. It didn't open, it didn't close. It was just call that a wall, you might as well. My mom's antidepressants were dumped down the toilet. I don't understand. Like, it just shows how far this kid went to be an inconvenience in your life in every little way possible. I still ended up forgiving him. My mom gave him a date because I convinced her all these times. I convinced her, just give him another chance, he'll get a job, he's gonna start paying you rent, and then he's gonna get out. I remember September 1st, my mom would say, you have till September 1st to find another place because you two cannot live together. You are making my daughter's mental health a living hell. You're making my living situation a living hell. He agreed, and that never ended up happening, of course, because he cannot hold a job for his life. Almost 21 years old, can't hold a job for more than a week. It's pretty pathetic. I ended up coming up here to visit because I really wanted and needed to visit my friends and family in New Hampshire. And at this time, there was a warrant out for my ex in Florida, and he talked to his lawyer and got himself back up here. He was staying in a homeless shelter for a while, and then when I got here just to visit my friends, I was planning on moving back up, but we decided we were going to stay in this kind of cabin place together. His mom helped pay for it. We were just gonna stay in a cabin for a week while we tried to find somewhere to live together, which was a fucking horrible idea. Why in the fucking year-long relationship that I was just in, manipulation ship, hell on earth ship, not even a relationship, dude, like, fuck. What was that point in my life? That's what I look at it like now. But anyways, we were in this cabin and it was his birthday and we ended up getting drunk. I have never drank in hard liquor with him, but we had vodka because, number one, I'm allergic to beer and he drinks beer all the time, but I didn't want fucking beer. I wanted us to get fucked up. On his side of the family, apparently, when they drink hard liquor, they get violent. I know, excuses. That's not a fucking goddamn excuse. I don't care how drunk you are. I don't care how under the influence you are. I don't give a shit. Some things are just, no matter how intoxicated you are, no matter how not sober you are, if you are a human being, it is just not fucking acceptable. Rape, for example. There's just a point where if there's any part of a human being inside of you, there's just some shit you would not do on this earth to another human being with a beating heart inside of them. Ended up getting drunk. My friends Justine and Cheyenne, luckily, like, this is the biggest miracle that's ever happened to me. We're literally right across the way in another cabin and they were just hanging out, smoking, whatever. And me and my ex kept fighting for no reason, and I was like, he would just make problems that did not exist all the time, and I felt like I was living in some fucking fantasy novel, because every little fight would be about something that doesn't fucking exist! Oh my god, it was like, you can't be any % sane and be with a psychopathic, narcissistic piece of trash. I got sick of it and I said I was gonna go smoke with my friends or get weed or whatever. I just didn't want to be in this goddamn fucking cabin with him. All of a sudden, he has a fucking problem with it. He pulls me by my hair as I get up. Honestly, this is the most traumatizing moment of my life, my entire life. I've gone through a lot of trauma, a lot of family shit. Growing up, I cut myself listening to my parents fight every day. I found out my mom was cheating 6 months before my dad found out, and then the night he did, I was just like, yeah, I know, like, do you think I'm stupid? My entire family fell apart in front of my face. Like, I just got in a car crash last week that absolutely totaled my fucking car. I've seen some shit. I've been traumatized by a lot, but just a trigger warning for anyone who has been in a domestic violence situation or has ever been mentally, verbally, physically abused in any way or manipulated or controlled or anything, I definitely know how that feels and I know what it takes away from you. I just wanted to say that before I go any deeper in depth of what happened this night, because if someone were to just bring this up or if I were to see a video or something, it brings back all the feelings, and sometimes it all comes on and it's even 10 times worse than ever. So he grabbed me by my hair. At this point, I'm reaching to open the door and he locks the door, smashes my head off the floor, and I remember him getting on top of me and his 3 fingers like this, literally going under my fucking tongue and digging. And I remember never biting anything so hard in my life. I'm pretty sure to this day, or when's the last time I saw him, a month and a half ago, his nails are black because of how hard I bit him that night. He choked me, he pulled my hair. When I tried to get up the first time, he pulled me back down. And then I got up a second time and he punched me in the face at least 10 times. And I feel like I'm kind of making this sound easy. I'm not exaggerating when I say I have never had to struggle so hard or fight so hard to escape with my own life from anybody. And this was my boyfriend and someone I really started to trust and love, even though we've been through everything together. And I never thought a pain like that was possible. By the time I opened the door, I was screaming my friends' names, and the entire fucking campground place was in our cabin beating the shit out of my boyfriend. And At this point, there's a bunch of cop cars, and when I had run out of the cabin, I fell on my wrist and really hurt it. And then I had to get up and proceed to go fucking hold my friend Justine's child because he was alone in this cabin watching this all happen, bawling his eyes out, and I'm just like hugging him like, what the fuck is going on right now? He tried to steal a truck. He assaulted multiple people and multiple officers, went to jail for a Class B felony for strangulation, and then he got out, and that's when he went up to that court-ordered Jesus cult program. He even convinced me to go up there with him because it's just a free like recovery program for like drug addicts and people who are trying to like know how to live their lives. Not something for me because this kid was the only problem I had in my life. I don't know how many people realize, but I know a lot of people do, how much brighter I'm shining without this piece of shit in my life. How much farther I've gotten mentally and physically. All this kid was a fucking anchor on my ankle and a fucking headache. I went up there for a week and they said, you're not allowed to have fucking meds. So I'm automatically like, yeah, I'm gonna be here for a week and I'm gonna get the fuck out of here because you're fucking denying me my fucking pills. I have to say, I met the best people I've ever met in this program. I was only there for a week, but I met this girl, Megan, and she had a drug problem, she had a heroin problem, and I've never gotten so close with anybody in such a short period of time. Right after I left the program, I found out that she had gone home to Baltimore and she overdosed. I fell apart because even though I knew her for such a short period of time, she was genuinely one of the best people I've ever met in my life. She genuinely had a good heart. She genuinely had somewhere to go in life. She was like my best friend in that fucking house, in that fucking crazy ass program, and we were kind of on the same page. I ended up leaving, and I can't even, there's not even a full story for this. The past year of my life before this month was a joke. All it was trauma, headaches, stomach aches, jail time, the worst moments of my fucking life, the angriest I've ever felt. That's all that was. And I didn't think I would be fucking here right now. But now looking back on how I didn't think I would be here right now because of that piece of shit and everything he did to destroy me, my mental health, and my family, and my friends, and my entire social life, my entire life. If there's ever a chance he sees this video, God, I don't even know what I would say to him. I think everyone needs to know that if you're in a domestic violence situation or any kind of abusive relationship, if your partner needs your passwords, if your partner can't leave you alone for more than 5 minutes, if your partner needs to look through your phone every fucking 2 seconds, if your partner does not trust you, if you feel like you are walking around eggshells constantly with them, if you need to lie to hide things that should not be hid, that you should not feel bad about, like having a best friend that you've had for over 12 years and then them having to try to shut them out of your life, don't let them. Don't ever let one person walk into your life and destroy all of your relationships you have built throughout your entire life. For one person that you just met who is sick in the head and doesn't know what it's like to have a heart. If there was ever a chance he would see this video, first of all, I'm happy. I am so fucking happy without you. I'm doing things I thought I never could because of you. I have my life back. I look in the mirror and I'm proud of everything I am and everything I've become. I'm an inspiration to people. Everyone who has ever gotten out of a fucking shitty situation alive, especially people who try to mentally control you and make you feel unloved and worthless and like a piece of shit who does everything wrong and everything is your fault. You are a fucking inspiration. You deserve so much fucking happiness, and I hope you find it. Nobody deserves to be in a situation where you love somebody with your whole heart. You would die for them. You fucking work your ass off, spend all your money for them, keep them safe, give them food, give them a place to live, make them feel safe, make them feel loved, and all they do is take from you. And I think the biggest, most important thing to take from this video is the longer you have been abused, the less adamant it seems to you. That entire relationship, every day for so long, him calling me, accusing me of cheating on him, bullshit he would pull out of his asshole. I don't know how I handled so much stress by myself. I'm the most loyal bitch you're gonna find. Here you are hitting me up. Who the fuck are you? Who you talking to? Let me see your phone. Give me all your passwords or we're breaking up. Bitch, goodbye. If that ever comes out of someone's mouth, hit the end call button. Block your number, change your address, go move to fucking Europe, start a new life. There needs to be a point where you have to be done. Because there are some really sick fucking people with really fucking shitty hearts, just like my ex, who only want to destroy you, who literally seek joy out of crushing your soul. And it is disgusting. It is disgusting that a living, breathing, supposedly human thing can do that to somebody else. There isn't a more disgusting thing to me besides rape. There really isn't. And in a lot of fucking emotionally and physically abusive relationships, rape occurs. It is fucking disgusting. I'm alive, and I've waited so long to finally be completely disconnected from that situation. Completely, I'm over it. Completely, I'm content. I'm at peace with everything he did. I don't even care. I'm at peace. Peace. If you don't move on and learn to forgive somebody who never apologized to you and never meant it, you're not gonna know how to move on in life, and you're not gonna know how to deal with a shitty human being. You need to learn how to forgive and forget without the other person ever saying a word to you, because it would be more dangerous to go back and try to find an apology than to just be at peace with yourself. All you can do is be at peace with yourself and how far you have come and what you've pulled yourself out of. There's so many things he did. Talking about it now, honestly, just makes me wish he was dead. Because I don't care who you are, no fucking human being could put another human being through that, especially if you love them. No human being who loves you is going to mentally and emotionally and physically abuse you and your mother. He got me pregnant and we would still fight. I am pregnant with your child and you are still fighting me, throwing stuff at me, pushing me. I remember screaming at him, I am literally pregnant with your child. People like that deserve to have their heads cut off, okay? They don't have a mentality. Now, obviously, I ended up getting an abortion. The more you get abused and isolated from everybody, the less you see how fucked up it is of the other person to try to control your life like that. If someone loves you in the slightest, they're going to trust you. They're going to let you do the things that make you happy. They're going to give you space. They're going to be there for you no matter what. They are not going to fucking make your life absolute hell. And I know this because now I'm in the healthiest relationship I've ever seen. If you ever have to beg someone to stay in your life, and if you ever have to beg someone just to fucking care about you and be there for you, turn around and walk away, because that is, first of all, biggest sign that you do not respect yourself at all. Second of all, it's a waste of fucking time. This whole time I was in this relationship, it was hell every single day. Trauma, pain, crying. And now I'm in the relationship I'm in now, and I haven't cried once. I haven't been hurt once. You can tell someone's morals and whether they have a good heart pretty quickly. It's just that in my situation, I got so used to being treated like shit, and I got so used to being obsessed with the idea of who I thought he was when we first met. I fell in love with him. Now I know, and I've known for a while, he never gave a shit about me. He used me for my money. Both me and my mom for our money. He cannot keep a job. He never could for more than a week. He was supposed to be paying my mom rent, and still to this day he hasn't paid her a penny. A fucking penny. And this is my mom giving him a place to live. This person we didn't even know, a place to live, a place to eat, like a roof over your head and food in your stomach. Like, how are you just gonna fucking Imagine doing that to like your significant other. Like, imagine doing that to anybody. I couldn't even do that to my best friends. He never showed any appreciation for anything we ever did for him. Damn right, if my best friend, who I'm at their house a lot and I'm very appreciative for their fucking family, and the fact that their house is basically my house. I don't know how a person could be so mentally ill and disrespectful that you just can't even like understand normal human things to do. Hi. Excuse how I look right now. I just wanted to add this very quickly. There is currently a warrant or multiple warrants out for my ex. There is one in New Hampshire, which is a state we both reside in, obviously. That one is for him getting kicked out of the court-ordered program. There was another one issued for all of New England because he missed his bail hearing and violated his bail conditions multiple times by talking to me, which I was going to court to get a restraining order, but since he isn't showing up, there's really no point since his bail conditions protect me. They suspect that he's going to get caught sooner than later. I'm going to have to testify in front of him. It's going to be honestly the most sickening and terrifying moment of my life, but I'm trying to get everyone who supports me to go so I won't be alone. Guys, if you're stuck in the situation, get out now. Don't ever lose yourself for someone you just met. Don't ever let anyone take anything away from you that you worked so hard for, especially if it's been years of you just working on yourself. Don't ever let anyone take that away from you, because you are so much stronger than you think, and you are so much stronger than these horrible people with terrible intentions. I hope you're all safe. I'm going to link a domestic violence hotline down below. If you need any help, call that number. Domestic violence is something you can't really understand until you're put in the situation yourself. So I understand if a lot of you have a lot of questions as to why I didn't leave earlier, why I was so stupid, why I put up with what I put up with. But if there are some people watching this, or just one person watching this in my situation, then I know they understand, and I know that this could somehow help them by making them feel less alone, or just giving them a number to call. Get out while you can with your life. Take your life and run.